plays games with Steve.
All right, welcome back to Paranormasight, a new session. We had a little bit of a Marie break, but now we're back. Yeah, let's... I don't remember exactly what my voices were, but I remember the 90% gist.
Yeah, that's... I realized, I'm like, oh, at this time, like, we haven't seen the final edits of these episodes yet, so I'm like, ooh, I hope I remember my voices.
We'll see.
It's not that bad. I was trying to think of a pun for Marie and, like, Spring Break, but it was like, the Golden Marie, that just doesn't... It just sounds like a... I was gonna say a giant Golden Marie, but, like, a giant Golden Marie would only be about, like, I don't know, like, 2 stories tall.
How about like a Jamboree?
Jamboree.
Jamboree? Jamboree?
Jamboree.
Yeah, okay.
Jamboree.
Despite having obtained the curse of the haunting clappers, Harue Shigima is determined to use the right of resurrection by stealing... Oh yeah, that's right, her kid died.
Yeah.
And then the southern detective.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's like, I ain't gonna kill nobody. So we're back here. I think this is... Yeah.
This is you.
It's been almost an hour since Richter left. He promised he'd call me if anything happened. But he hasn't. So all I could do is wait. And wait.
Think. At Sanders' place.
I did like a... I did like a poo impression during, like, was it Silent Hill 2? And that really, like, threw you guys through a loop there.
Oh, yeah.
What's this? A newspaper? Must have fallen off the chair. When it was crazy,
what?
I felt like I saw someone who, like, came from a different time period. I was at the gym and someone on elliptical was just reading a newspaper.
Whoa.
And I was just like, you know, they put those on phones now. But
damn.
Yeah, it's a newspaper. I only leave them in here for the guests. I hardly ever read them myself. I don't think I've taken the time to go over one in years, in fact. Well, it's not like I have anything better to do.
Better get on the elliptical. Oh, God.
Oh, reading.
Society.
Looks like the city's biggest problem right now is pollution. I remember how the air and water used to be even more polluted. The river was covered in scum from all the sewage and industrial waste, and it stank so badly it'd make my eyes water. Eventually, people started getting sick, and it couldn't be ignored anymore. Fortunately, it's gotten better since then. Although the air around the industrial district is still filthy with gas and smog.
Smog! I'm not going to read all those just yet. Let's see.
There's nothing on at this hour. I see no point in turning it on. Oh yeah, the widescreen CRTV.
Let's see. What? Oh, we did
That's
this
the
already.
sticker. I love that sticker.
Yeah, that's right. I love that sticker. Throw some gravy on this. That old hanging scroll. I've seen it too often to feel anything right now. Okay.
It's a fax machine. I rarely find a use for it. I don't know anybody else who owns one.
We can switch off since it seems like she's gonna be talking a lot.
She's all...
It's probably the newspaper.
All
okay, maybe television. I don't really watch much television. It feels as if all the information in the world gets passed through that little black box. But Father stopped them from reporting on the kidnapping back when it happened. I was glad about that. Less fuss. Okay. You pick one this time.
All right, let's go with culture. Now that everyone has more spending money to go around, people are coming up with all kinds of new diversions. Seemed like only yesterday that people were flocking to the arcades to shoot aliens. But now we have these enormous theme parks and gaming machines that plug straight into our televisions. Everyone's talking about superhero series, foreign films, and movies based on the latest bestseller. Back in my day, fusion rock and folk music was all the rage. Now it's all about city pop and idols.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope. Find it hard to care about that sort of thing anymore. That's weird. I can't remember if I can recall knowing that it was actually called city pop at that time, or it's something that was retroactive. It's like how obviously oldies were not called oldies when they existed. They have a classical, but
Everyone attends high school now, even girls. Universal education policy, they call it. The country's gotten rich enough that every child can go to school. Education is the backbone of modern society. If you want to work for a good company, you have to get into a good university. With more people running than ever, the competition against those universities got fierce, though. The new generation's rebelling, schoolyard violence and delinquency are on the rise. But my boy was too sensible to get mixed up in any of that. I don't want to read anymore. It only reminds me of him. But I do want to read... Oh, interesting. Okay, well, let's read the last one then.
All sorts of articles about the current state of the economy. Now that the post-war boom has passed its peak, we're moving into the era of large corporations. It's about 220 to 230 yen to the dollar. Manufacturing is on the rise and exports are healthy. The dollar is down from its height, and people are saying it could fall further. There's no denying how much the standard of living has improved in the past few years. It's common to own a car and television now, and supermarkets are better stocked than ever.
What do you think?
I know it's dangerous to go out, but I just can't sit here and let this opportunity pass me by. I have to look for her, for Michiyo Shiraishi. But first, I need to find more soul dregs. I think probably you're gonna
Maybe read the newspaper.
Yeah, we're gonna keep reading the newspaper. We're gonna find like an article about somebody.
Let's do society then. If there's one thing Honjo never wants for its horrific crimes, they found a police officer dead in a local park just the other day. A lot of my family are in the police. I hope it wasn't anybody I knew. I don't read the news anymore. Not since last year. It brings back bad memories. You pick one.
Television? Now the comedy boom is over. All the comedians are flocking to other genres. Podcasts. The cult seems really popular at the moment. Look at all these paranormal specials.
Okay. Yeah, we're 100%ing newspaper. All right. Although with everyone flocking to the city, land prices are skyrocketing. Nowadays, most people can only dream of home ownership. The city center is going to be nothing but apartments before long. I'm not exactly a businesswoman, so this all feels like another world to me.
Cool.
Pick one.
Culture. I hear the new big thing is some mascot line of delinquent birds. Mockingbirds, I think it's called. To kill them? Is that what Richter was talking about? Trends seem to have such short shelf lives now, with how quickly the times are changing. Lady, wait till the internet. I think I'm just too old to keep up anymore.
Yeah, when a meme is old in a week, if that. Yeah.
And by the time you discover the meme, it's already like half its lifespan.
Yeah.
It's young people who are leading the way with their modern worldviews. My generation will only fall further behind. Lady?
Suicide at local high school? Oh, I remember that. A high school girl jumped off a roof about a week ago. She was bullied, I think. Or maybe it was something about exam pressure? What? But... No, this can't be right. Her name... Michiyo Shiraishi from Komagata High School? It can't be. Dun, dun, dun. Can we get out of here now?
Michiyo Shiraishi, the same girl who witnessed my son's kidnapping, committed suicide last week? But that means Mr. Janochi was terrified of someone who already died? Is that what he meant by a curse? I can't work this out on my own. Maybe Richter will know. Why won't he call? Oh, I haven't left it off the hook, have I? Oh, I haven't left off the hook, have I?
There you go.
Yeah. I'm waiting for Richter to contact me, but he hasn't. Made sure the receiver is on the hook. It'll ring as soon as he calls.
Ah!
That must be him.
But I don't feel like it.
Yeah. Hello, Shigame residence. I thought it was like, I got you with my ghost host, or whatever they're called.
Ghost house. I got you with my ghost.
Richter called me out to meet him, and we came here to Komagata Bridge. Richter, there's something I need to tell you.
Funny, I was just thinking the same thing.
He's gazing down at the water. What does he see down there, I wonder? Water.
You can pick.
I'll go first. There's something I need to tell you.
What's up?
Well, that girl, Michio Shiraishi. The one who was with
The one who was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping?
That's her. Well, she's dead.
She's what?
The student who committed suicide last week. That was her.
I heard something like that had happened. Never got the name, though. Talk about bad luck. We finally get a lead, only the fight has turned into a literal dead end. Unless her death was the whole reason Jinochi was so shaken up. He said she was going to curse him. Was he talking about her taking revenge from beyond the grave?
It seems like we're back where we started.
Not necessarily. That teacher knows something. I'm sure of it. At the very least, I put money on him having something to do with Miss Shiraishi's death. That's why he's so scared of being cursed by her.
I see.
And also, something tells me he knows more about your son's kidnapping. In any case, I think I've got a good idea of what he's hiding. Call it a hunch.
A hunch?
Well, more of a theory. Care to take a guess? Sure, why not?
I can't say for certain, but...
Oh, interesting. I'm gonna go Michio Shiraishi. Oh. No. The other way around. Can I go back? Okay. Mr. Jinochi silenced Michio with Moida. Okay, it's a new session, guys. I'm trying to remember exactly what went down here.
Because he was the one that's like, oh, yeah, she's terrifying. You gotta protect me from her.
Yeah.
And she was seen with her son before his death.
Okay. I'm just gonna do the straightforward one. Let's say he killed her. What if Mr. Jinochi silenced Michio Shiraishi with murder?
What do you think?
I see. So you think Ms. Shiraishi's death might not have been suicide? That would certainly give him a good reason to think she'd hold a grudge, but I'm not sure I buy it. That might be a little bit far-fetched.
I see. I'm sorry if I disappointed you.
I think it's actually a blackmail angle or something.
I'm not really cut out to play detective.
Well, no point dwelling on speculation. The truth will out in time. Right now, I think we need to have another chat with Mr. Jinochi.
Please, go ahead.
Alright then. I've been poking around places connected to the 7 mysteries looking for curse bearers, and I think I found a few candidates. First, a tall man I ran into in Kinchibori Park. I asked him for directions, trying to probe him a little, but he turned the questions right back around on me. And he was out of there the second he figured I wasn't what he was looking for. I got the sense curses were nothing new to him. I'm about 40% sure he's a curse bearer. I don't know, have we ever seen, is this Jinochi? No.
That does look like Jinochi.
Then there's this middle-aged guy I saw on South Warigasui Street. There's no question about this one. He had one of the curse stones in his hand. He had a nervous air about him, too. It was clear he was up to some shady business.
I don't think it is, because otherwise he would just recognize him.
Has Richter met Jinochi?
Yes.
Okay. I forgot. When did he meet him?
Like they met like along the river side.
And that wasn't after this part? Because remember, we're playing different time. I don't remember.
I think he was talking about like, it's like this is something that happened previously.
Probably.
Yeah.
Gathering soul dregs, I'd bet. He'd make a good target. Next up is a pair, a young man and woman I saw around Ryogoku Bridge. This time the man came up to me and asked me flat out if I was a curse bearer. I told him I didn't know what he was talking about, and he backpedaled and left. Is that Irish girl? Who is that?
You mean Yako?
Yeah. No, not Yako.
Oh, her friend, the Irish girl?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
She wasn't. Oh, yeah. Okay. She didn't wear a hat. Have we met this lady before?
I've never seen that lady.
Oh. Okay. Sorry, guys. If a question seems obvious, it's been a bit for us since we've last played. Okay, this is our favorite guy. Mm-hmm. This Phoenix guy, Wright. Phoenix Wright. I like how I call her Irish girl. Who the fuck is this?
That's the undercover.
Oh, the guy who died. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was her. I totally forgot about her. Okay, maybe it's a new character. Looks like they lurk around there often. Looking for kindred spirits would be my guess. Though it didn't seem like they were quite working as a pair. Gathering soul drugs in a group might be a decent idea if you could make it work. But with things being how they are, it's gotta be hard to find folks one can trust. They got brass, though. I don't know what their deal is, but I'd like to find out. Last is 2 detectives I've seen sniffing around.
The police are involved?
Not necessarily. A body turned up in a local park a few days ago, so they might just be looking into that. Still, the park's got ties to one of the 7 mysteries. Might be it was a curse that did the guy in. And if they're sending in detectives from the head office, then something's gotta be up.
How do you know where they're from?
Let's just say that when you're in this business, there are some faces you get to know. Anyway, that's everyone who's caught my eye.
You found all of them in so little time? I really did hire the best.
It's all in the name, ma'am. Richter Kai, P.I. No, wait. Make that Richter Kai Investigator Extraordinaire.
Yeah, because P.I. doesn't really necessarily translate to being the best. An Investigator Extraordinaire. Is that why you can dress like that without drawing attention to yourself?
You bet. You bet. An Investigator Extraordinaire can blend in like a chameleon in any outfit.
Except guy sticks out like a sore fucking thumb. Well, that aside.
I only investigate disco clubs, by the way.
The middle-aged man and the young couple sound the most promising. Am I right?
Whichever we pick, it's still too early to make a move. It seems like the curse bearers are less involved with each other than we thought.
Oh, he's making his own face.
Plus, there's still... What?
Like,
oh, I didn't see it. Man, I'm always looking at the dialogue. I'm never looking at the faces. Plus, there's still others we don't know about. I say we hang fire and see how things play out. Once more bodies start showing up, that'll get the pot nice and hot.
Then you got a stew going.
The dialogue's kind of written a little southerny, isn't it? Like pot nice and hot, like kind of.
Like he is. I feel like
it's intentional.
Suave,
I feel like yeah. And once it's boiling, our chance will come. Didn't you want to tell me something?
Like, he feels very much a dandy.
Yeah.
So, I've already said everything I wanted to say.
Okay. Then NVM. Well, you're looking at the water.
The Sumida River. The water is filthy and horrid, but at night, when it's still, it looks almost peaceful.
Can I ask you something, ma'am? Is the Sumida River what you Honjo folks picture when you think of home?
I couldn't say. All I can tell you is that I can hardly stand the sight of it.
Right. Should have guessed.
This was where they found him after he went missing. All alone, floating in that horrible water. All I could think is how scared he must have been. How cold he must have been. What did he ever do to deserve something so awful? I've come here every day since then. And I prayed to the river to give him back. To give me back my son. Day after day after day.
You know, in olden times, people believed rivers marked where our world met the next. So the act of crossing flowing water had a huge amount of spiritual significance. Back when Edo was founded, the people of Chuo saw the Sumida River the same way. They associated the far side of the river with the afterlife. That same place would later become Honjo. All their fear and revulsion accumulated there and took root. But then the Ryogoku Bridge sprang up after the Great Fire of Meireki, and just like that, Honjo was part of the city too. and as it turned from farmland into a town, the people surrounded it with man-made rivers and crisscrossed it with canals and waterways.
Weren't those to prevent flooding? That's what I was told.
They were, but that's not all they were for. Their other purpose was to contain all the corruption that had built up on the far shore, and stop it leaking through to our side of the Great Divide. Officially, they were a physical barrier, but unofficially, they were a spiritual one too.
So, if I have this right, are you saying that Honjo is a place where the real world meets the afterlife?
Exactly. That's why the rite of resurrection is here, rather than anywhere else. I'm sure of it. And it's probably why the 7 mysteries and their curses have survived to the modern day. And I guess that would make this spot we're standing now, right over the water, the border between life and death. If there ever was a place where bringing back the dead might be possible, I reckon it's here. It's funny that you mentioned praying to the river. That might have done more than you think.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
Just thinking aloud, man.
Well, it's a nice thought.
Think?
Standing around is the last thing I want to be doing right now. It's my only chance to bring back my son. I can't afford to fritter it away.
Lucky for my son Fabio. Try again? You want to tell me something? Never mind.
All right, hold it. We're on Komagata Bridge over the Sumida River. There's a highway on one side and a freeway on the other, but they're both deserted this late at night.
Okay.
I think if hover over the river again, I think there was still, yeah, seems there's still more. Oh, that's right. There's one more memory I have of this river. Do you mind if I tell you?
Go ahead.
It must have been about 20 years now, when I was still a schoolgirl. Back then, the Sumida River was much filthier than it is now. It was full of garbage and industrial discharge. It was scummy and slimy, and it stank.
Scum, slime, stank.
Scummy, slimy, my home this is. You could look out over the... you can look out!
You look out!
You can look out over the water and see dead cats and dogs and pigeons just floating. And one day, among all the filth and garbage, there was a piece of my missing classmate's hand.
Whoa, where is this coming from? What?
Oh, did I tell you about my missing classmate?
Yeah.
Who lost a hand? It was almost a miracle when you stop to think about it. What were the chances? Chances?
What were the someone from the part of it that was still recognizable?
Yeah, just one more question. What were the chances that someone would find a part of her that was still recognizable? And that, although everything but the palm had rotten away in the water, the part that was left would have the part that was left would have an identifiable scar, and that they could still tell it's been a murder from the blade marks on the bone.
Wait, are you talking about the Nejima murders? Oh, that's the guy. Yeah, we heard about this. The guy that our old cop. Didn't he catch that guy? There was that guy, like creeper guy, who like was killing women and shit.
You didn't see it anywhere?
Oh wait, there's not just these.
Yeah.
Let's just go through all of them.
Feast of Shadows.
Nejima murders, yeah. Yeah, this is actually very useful to have. Yep, that's right. Oh yeah, human hand. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, the shop owner guy. Oh yeah, sewed the mouth shut. Fucked up.
God, I don't remember any of this.
Really? Oh yeah, no, I remember it all. I was like, this is fucked up. So he was like, whatever. Not interesting enough.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Was this? It was this with the two detectives? talking about it? Okay.
Yeah. I think the young detective was like, "Whoa, you got the Nejima murders or whatever?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, it was fucked up." Yes, or something like that. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I remember that part. All right. Are you talking about the Nejima murders?
So you have heard of it. I'm impressed. Steve hasn't, though.
Yeah.
I assume you were but an elementary schooler. I assume you were
I just-
but an
you
elementary
lost your
schooler
chance.
at the time?
I wasn't really aware of it then. I only heard about it after the fact. I had no idea the victim was a classmate of yours. Ooh, who's the classmate? I was just gonna update her file.
There was a red one.
Oh, okay. Oh, the man who made headlines over 2 decades ago. Okay.
To be honest, it was a bit of a blur. A wave of chaos just parting around me. Something like that. They said the rest of her body must have sunk to the bottom of the river. They combed the riverbed, but they only ever found pieces. Everything else must have rotted and flowed out to sea. Afterwards, I heard that all the divers who had been looking for her fell ill.
A sorry story for everyone involved, huh? It's funny. Everyone figures the river's filthy already, so one more piece of garbage won't hurt. But every little bit makes it worse. It's a vicious cycle. I know I wouldn't want to go rooting around down there myself.
That's right, which is why the riverbed is the last place anybody would go looking. Or so was the killer's thinking, I suppose. The times were changing quickly back then. Things were confusing. Everyone seemed to be in a hurry. Young people were moving to Tokyo in droves. Some even ran away from home to make it in the big city. And they made easy targets for bad people. A lot of them ended up disappearing without a trace.
Mm-hmm.
You see, back then, if you chopped a body up into tiny pieces and threw it in the river, it would rot, quickly and discreetly, and sink to the bottom, never to be seen again.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
They arrested him shortly after, Fumichika Nejima, the man who killed my classmate and cut her into pieces. He was so methodical about it, it couldn't have been his first crime. And people began to wonder how many other girls he'd murdered the same way. The police never found any evidence of other murders in the end. But the river knows the truth. How many corpses has it swallowed up over the years, I wonder? That same thought spread through everyone's mind, and they started to avoid this area. So really, this river has been rank with corruption for decades now. Or at least, that's how it seems to be. Seems to me. Well, was that interesting?
No, not interested. No, not interested enough for me. Well, sorry, honk shoe. Well, I can see why you don't have any good memories of this river. With all that darkness lurking beneath the surface, there's no reason that you would. Still, if I may, ma'am, I'm surprised you know so much about the Nejima murders.
But how could I not? After all, I was the one who found the hand. The police actually wrote me a thank you letter. They said it was only thanks to me that they managed to bring Nejima to justice. That was the only time my father ever said he was proud of me.
Huh. I guess it just wasn't the killer's day.
Sometimes I wonder if he resents me for it.
The dad was like, "Give me 5!" Ooh, too soon?
Gotta hand it to you.
Yeah. Let's give her a big hand for finding the hand.
Is something wrong?
Not really. Just got some jokes I probably shouldn't say out loud. It just struck... Very inappropriate hand jokes. It just struck me. It's been 20 years since the Nejima murders.
So it has.
Not to spook you or anything, but I thought you might be interested in knowing. Life in prison doesn't always mean life. There's precedent for first-time offenders being allowed on parole after 20 years. Only if they found to show remorse and the desire to reform themselves, of course.
That's right. I'm impressed you know so much. Still, it's hard for someone with a criminal record to reintegrate into society.
I hear they've been trying to fix that recently, matching inmates with jobs and accommodation.
Oh, really?
They keep an eye on them, of course, and make them report in for regular checkups. But to avoid discrimination, they keep the inmates' records a secret from everyone but their employers. They even give particularly notorious criminals new identities so they won't be recognized in the workplace.
My. The way you put it. It's like you're saying Fumichika Nejima could be on parole right now. Out on parole. Back in society under a new name, with nobody any the wiser.
It's possible. As it happens, a little birdie told me about a big name making parole a few months back. I don't know if that was Nejima, but our discussion just now did bring it to mind.
I see. How unsettling. Now that you mention it, I just remembered something too.
What was it?
I was passing Komagata High School a little while ago when I saw someone. A janitor, I think, and I could have sworn he reminded me of Fumichika Nejima.
Oh?
He looked a little different after 20 years. Much thinner than I remember, too. I told myself I was just seeing things.
We've never seen this guy, right?
No, but I think that's the guy that
we thought was Jinochi?
Yeah.
Okay.
But perhaps it was him after all. So, what next?
The big question now is what the rest of the curse bearers are up to. Luckily, the Sumida River is a good distance from any of the seven mysteries. It's unlikely the other curse bearers will come all the way here. I can finally have a moment to think.
I see. All right.
Excuse me.
Whoa.
Oh, I did not see them. Oh.
Where did she come from? It's like she appeared out of nowhere. Too close.
So we've never seen her.
Nope, she's new.
I didn't mean to startle you. I'm terribly sorry if I've gotten the wrong people, but would you happen to be curse bearers? Curse bearers? What's that then? In being someone who's gathering souls for the rite of resurrection. You have heard of the rite of resurrection, haven't you? Everybody's talking about it.
You want me to take it for Richter?
You take Richter for now.
Color me intrigued. Color me intrigued. Care to tell me more, Miss... What was your name again?
Oh, silly me. I'm Ayame Tono. Okay.
Well, before we get to know Miss Tono a little bit further, we'll I mean, I don't know what we're going to do, but we'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll
do something else
just
for
leave
the rest of the day.
I don't know. She seems kind of boring. The hat. That was definitely her with our favorite guy.
What guy?
Remember? There was a shot of our favorite guy with
yeah, that's definitely her.
Her.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
shrimp interesting.